All right, this morning's video, while I nourish with my breakfast this morning in the form of photons, is on expanding on injuries. I want to talk about it verbally and audibly, visually, AV. To expand upon the meme that I posted this morning right before I head out, Zoom in the UK, starting early this morning. That's the beauty and the positivity of how we can use technology. I can be in your living room across the world in seconds. So now, it's like, it's not even that I'm asking to see these posts, or clearly my subconscious is drawing this to me, but I'm just seeing more and more, manage this, trick this, there's no reason to live in pain. You can learn how to work out without hurting your injury, or learn how to walk without hurting your injury, or learn how to live, learn how to, make food without hurting your injury. And it just keeps coming. And I'm like, my God. And it's just getting worse, and it's stacked. And having done this for 23 years, you could foresee it would get worse, because it's getting worse in professional sports, as I posted. We are convinced that what we feel is always pathological, unless it's just either nothing or happiness. Anything outside of feeling absolutely nothing or just feeling pure joy and elation, something's wrong with you. And then it's also, if you're slowed in life in any way, if your life is slowed down, or you have to alter or change it in any way, something is wrong with you. And then there's businesses and schools and programs and products and things that pop up to go to that story. Why? It's easy. It sells. Human psychology, they're going to take that in those moments. It literally is the easiest thing to sell, is that story. And that's what's tough. And most of these Zooms are just breaking people of the stories that they've heard for their lifetime, in a 4-hour Zoom or a 3-hour Zoom or a 5-hour Zoom. Like, no, you see why I'm so wiped afterwards. But when it comes down to an injury, I don't care if it's a stubbed toe, to an achy foot after a long walk, to, chronic swollen ankles, multiple rolled joints, multiple dislocated knees, bone on your hips, bone on your knees, multiple herniations, stenosis of the spine, inability to walk now, whatever it's going to be, right? To the dislocations, the herniations, the stress fractures, the avulsions, the ripping off, the concussions, anything. Torn ligaments, torn meniscus, torn cartilage, done. There is a cause, and there is a solution, and all this opportunity is for your body to get you to let you know that you can't keep living in this way. It would be no different than, you want to walk down the street and you step on a tack. We don't go into, we like get mad at the body that even let you know that something was sticking in your foot. That's the thing. Or something's wrong with you that you even feel the tack in your foot. Because you'll be confused. You'll go, well, something's wrong here. And then they won't go in and address and just pull out the tack. They will literally wrap it and cover it up and throw a bunch of shit at you with the tack still there and coke you out so you don't feel it. And then, but I'm always like limping off to this one side. Oh, there's something wrong with you there. Or we're going to give you a fatter shoe on that side so you can force yourself. It's like, wait a second. It's not even going in and removing the tack. It's going in and, one, addressing why you were walking on a road that had these in the first place. Two, in the preparation state you were in. Two, get to a point to where you can walk and you either understand what a tack is and can do it on your own, or you walk and you bend the tack and you just continue to walk on whatever road you desire to walk on, because the roads aren't really the concern, it's you. And that's the reality I'm talking about. That's how you live when we're talking healing, not tricking out your life to manage pain. Because think about this. We have a response. Body's telling us we have to change. And then you go in and you trick out training, because you know movement's important. We know training's important. Here's how you're going to do it so you don't hurt yourself there. Okay? And then we know you love swimming. We know you love dancing. We know you love hiking. We know you love painting. We know you love playing music. Well, we can't pull away from those and have you understand what it takes to get those. And we can't have you be upset, because it's about not feeling anything and being happy all the time. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to pluck the strings so you don't flare up your hands and elbows. We're going to show you how to swim so you don't re-aggravate. We always hear that, re-aggravate. We're going to show you how you can change existing in those environments instead of changing the entirety of your life to understand why that's happening, what you can do to put yourself in a position to actually heal, and then maybe pull out of those environments for a little bit and then go back into those environments. And you're doing them in ways you've never in your entire life been able to enjoy that level of activity or that level of desire that you have, because you're drawn to things like that for a reason. We don't want to ignore those, but there are rules. And so that's the reality I'm talking about with injuries, because it's not a better solution to not feel and be happy all the time. It's a fucking like bad movie that gives you an uplift for a period of time, but at some point you can't trick out the body for too long before it comes back and says, hey, remember all that shit I was trying to get your attention with for 30 years? Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I need you to make these changes because this is how we're designed. You can't trick me out anymore. And they'll even try to cut things out or cut things off or manipulate your body to not having your body anymore. Not having your original body. That's literally where we're going. So like, wait, let's just cut it all out. You still have parts that those parts were connected to, and the body's gonna use whatever it has available. So there's no getting away from it. And it is daunting. It is frustrating. It is intimidating. I mean, you've just lived away and the majority is selling you a story, and your family's doing this, and the schools are doing this, and the churches are doing this, and community and society and neighbors, and everyone's they're the smallest part of the population doesn't even get it. It's like the smallest of the small to understand what this is, to even understand what you're doing. And then when you understand from an injury standpoint, that's why I said, even a stub toe, act, go. You got work to do. Even on a stub toe or too small a shoe. It happened to me. Too small a shoe, toenail falls off. Done. Change it. Change. Not just buy new shoes and keep going. There is a reason you went through what you went through. And then what you understand is when you put these components into place, you start looking at other healing responses coming up that people wouldn't call injuries, or you might not even consider injuries, but now you know how to approach those. Because healing is healing across the board. It's not you heal injuries and then you heal immune response, and then you go into lymph, and then you go into skin, and then you go into digestion, and then you go into hormones, and then you go into, emotions. No, you go into all of it all the time for everything. It is not easy. It's not supposed to be. So our desire for an easy solution is to stop. But hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, reach out. And we'll jam about it, just like I'm about to for 3 to 5 hours in the UK. Then I got a dance lesson. Boom. You know those days where you're going through your morning? So I do this box session in the morning, heat session in the morning, going through rewiring my brain, rewiring some things, going through some other things, connecting with. As soon as I get done with everything that I had wanted to get through, feelings, emotions, change, power, all these things came through. And then right as I completed what I was going to complete while sitting in it, as soon as I got done, a couple clearing breaths, shuts off. Perfectly timed. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. All right, let's have a good week, everybody. I know, we hear you. We hear you. Tear it up.